Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. I recently watched the movie Raya and the Last Dragon, and I have to say, it could have been one of Disney's best movies. The animation is great, the story is interesting, and the world the movie creates is fantastic. The humor didn't always work, but that's a minor nitpick. What keeps Raya and the Last Dragon from being one of Disney's best movies is how it handles its message of trust. Learning how to trust other people is a great message. As the old saying goes, no man is an island, and we have to trust other people. The problem is how the movie delivers its message. Shady Do-Rags did a video on this topic, and I highly recommend it. Link in the description. I was going to do a video like it, but Shady Do-Rags did such a great job, I decided to do a different approach. I'm going to compare how Raya and the Last Dragon handled the issue of trust with how Gravity Falls handled it. In my opinion, Gravity Falls handled it better. Why do I feel this way? Let's find out. Raya and the Last Dragon is about a world called Commandra which has lost all its dragons as a result of some evil spirits turning them into stone. The last dragon, Sisu, used this gem to banish all the evil spirits to revive the people, but for some reason, not the dragons. Commandra is divided into 5 tribes as a result of a power struggle over the gem. The only tribes you need to know are Heart and Fang. The gem resides in Heart. That's where Raya lives. One day her father, the chief, decided to invite all the tribes to dinner as a way to build trust. Raya is skeptical at first, but she forms a bond with Namore, the daughter of the chief of Fang. Long story short, Namori betrays Raya, and as a result, the gem gets divided into 5 pieces. Oh yeah, the evil spirits are back, turning the people into stone, including Raya's father. As a result, Raya develops some trust issues. Over the course of the movie, she learns to start trusting other people. That's a really good message. Not everyone is out to get you. To believe that they are is naive, and it can deny you a lot of experiences you can have. For instance, Raya thought Bound poisoned the food and just wanted to eat jerky. As a result, she denied herself a tasty meal. As she got to know Bond, Raya learns he has no desire to poison her, so she can now enjoy his cooking. Although the movie can get a little heavy-handed with its message, learning how to trust other people is a good one to have. However, the movie falls apart when it comes to Sisu. Sisu is the exact opposite of Raya. She trusts everyone. This is the result of the trust her siblings had in her when they gave her the gem. However, when Sisu placed her trust in certain people, it almost got her killed. Instead of reevaluating the idea of trust in everyone, Sisu concludes that the world is broken because people don't trust each other. Believing everyone is trustworthy is just as naive as believing everyone is out to get you. The world isn't broken because people don't trust each other. It's broken because there are untrustworthy people. Trust isn't something you should give out freely. It should be earned. Namori never does anything to earn back Raya's trust. In fact, she does everything to prove she's untrustworthy. But the movie wants to have it Sisu's way. The worst moment is when Namori has a crossbow pointed at Sisu. Sisu's like, "Oh, we can trust her," while Namori had her finger on the trigger and is very close to pulling it. Not wanting to see her friend get killed, Raya throws her sword, causing Namori to pull the trigger, and causes Sisu to get killed. Namori puts half the blame of Sisu's death on Raya. "No, Namori, you are 100% to blame for Sisu's death. You had a crossbow aimed at her, and you were very close to pulling the trigger. Not once did you ever show yourself to be trustworthy. Why should Raya, who you backstabbed, put any of her trust in you when you are about to shoot Sisu?" "But Joe," some of you are saying, "Namori might not have pulled the trigger if Raya hadn't intervened, so Raya would still be partly at fault." To which I repeat, Namori has never shown herself to be trustworthy. What is Raya supposed to do when she sees somebody she knows isn't trustworthy pointing a crossbow at her friend and is about ready to pull the trigger? If I was in Raya's place, I would have done the same thing. Of course, the movie has a happy ending because Raya finally learned to ignore her past experiences with Namori and learn to trust her even though Namori never showed any regret for her actions or tried to better herself. With that out of the way, I'm going to talk about Gravity Falls and how it handled the issue of trust and why I think it's superior. To keep things simple, I'm mostly going to talk about one particular episode, not what he seems. The episode starts off with Grunkle Stan having fun with Dipper and Mabel. After their fun, Grunkle Stan tries to tell them something, but he finds himself unable to do so. Before he could work up the courage to say what he has to say, the feds come to arrest him. They claim he had been stealing toxic waste to work on some dangerous machine. Dipper and Mabel refuse to believe it. They know Grunkle Stan is a crook, but he has always been pretty harmless. As they try to look for evidence to prove his innocence, the twins find that they don't know their Grunkle at all. Heck, they're no longer even sure he is their Grunkle. You see, they found many fake IDs showing Grunkle Stan went by many different aliases over the years. There was also a newspaper article covering Stan's death, and there's a picture of a young Stan that refers to him as a nameless grifter. They also found security footage that proves Stan stole toxic waste, and they, along with Seuss, found the machine he had been working on behind the snack machine. The machine had been causing the Earth to lose gravity, so they believe it's meant to destroy the world. Before they can shut it down, they are interrupted by Grunkle Stan. He begs them to keep it on, and to trust him. Dipper can't bring himself to trust Grunkle Stan. He is convinced that Grunkle Stan is an evil mastermind. Mabel, on the other hand, isn't so sure. She wants to believe Grunkle Stan is trustworthy, but the evidence points to him being an evil mastermind. If this had been Sisu, she would have been like, "Hey, let's ignore all the evidence and trust Grunkle Stan and keep that machine on." To jump ahead a bit, it turned out that Grunkle Stan was only trying to get his twin brother Ford back from another dimension. The aliases were used because over the years he had been working on various scams to earn money. While his name is Stan Pines, Stan in his case is short for Stanley, not Stanford. He had been living under his brother's name for 30 years. In this case, Sisu would have been right to trust Stan. So there's no problem, right? Actually, there is a problem. It is only because of the benefit of hindsight we know Sisu would have been right to trust Grunkle Stan. At the time, the case isn't so clear-cut. It seemed like the more Dipper and Mabel tried to prove his innocence, the more they proved his guilt. Even Seuss no longer trusted him, and he's an idiot. Unlike Namori, Grunkle Stan tries to earn Mabel's trust. He tells her that what he wanted to say earlier was that she and Dipper are going to hear a lot of bad things about him, and some of it is true. But he cares deeply about his family. He then tells Mabel to look him in the eye, and he asks, "Do you really think I'm a bad guy?" This leads to the iconic moment of Mabel letting go of the button and say, "Grunkle Stan, I trust you." This image has stuck in people's minds because Mabel was faced with a tough decision, and the show lets you know that. It did a great job at showing how conflicted she felt, and her ultimate choice made sense. For all of his faults, Grunkle Stan has shown he cares deeply about Dipper and Mabel. He always looked out for their well-being. He even lied about the existence of the supernatural as a way to protect them. Namori, on the other hand, backstabbed Raya every chance she got, and never once tried to win back her trust. What I also like about Gravity Falls is that, in A Tale of Two Stans, Dipper apologized to Grunkle Stan for doubting him. Grunkle Stan doesn't hold it against him. He even admits that had he been in Dipper's place, he would have acted the same way. Namori just puts half the blame on Raya, even though Raya was in no way at fault for not wanting to trust her. This is why Gravity Falls will be remembered for generations to come, while Raya and the Last Dragon will be forgotten in a few years. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.